Wow, glad to be back at Bosch, where I spent basically 12 years of my professional life in the past before I founded Blockbrain in two years ago. So my name is Tony. I'm one of the founders of Blockbrain, and I'm very happy to take you on a journey today on the topic of corporate entrepreneurship augmented by AI. A bit about me. I've built 2 micro companies at Bosch. I've founded a few own startups and founded also the Connectory Stuttgart of Bosch. And I've spent the last 10 years in data, automation, AI, and Bitcoin technologies, which I think are the defining technologies of our lifetimes and have a huge impact, positive impact if you use them right on humanity, on people's lives. I want to say hello from Matthias. Matthias catched a bad cold virus, and he has a travel ban. He would originally have been with me giving the talk. But luckily, there's one thing AI probably can never replace, and that's physical speakers. So, yeah, I'm taking over today. So, at Blockbrain, we think that there's one group of people that will benefit the most from AI. And this group of people are entrepreneurs. And when we talk about entrepreneurs, we think about people that have the following properties, basically. First of all, people that are capable of recognizing exciting opportunities, then find the right people, motivate them, excite them, rally them around those opportunities. People that are able to create strategies around those opportunities then, and then break it down for rapid execution. So just to have a common definition, or at least my understanding of entrepreneurship. And of course, for all of that, timing is crucial. Like founding a startup, being an entrepreneur, you have to do the right things at the right time. And so you usually need the right data, the right information, the right knowledge, at the right people, at the right time to be successful. And so when I started preparing for this keynote, I basically asked my AI, how could I structure it? And it told me, okay, I should give an example how I use AI as an entrepreneur in my daily life. And this is what it came up with. So this is me solving problems on the fly. I love to be outside. I love to go hiking. I love to go for a run, or just taking my baby out with the stroller, fresh air in the woods or wherever. Because this is usually where I have my best ideas. So best new brilliant ideas, or finding solutions for problems I'm having a long time already. And so in the past, I had the following problem. The sooner I have this brilliant idea and my mind is basically totally excited, at the exact moment I have the idea, it already starts fading away again. So I always had a problem how to catch the idea, how to iterate on it, how to structure it. And in the past, before having all those AI tools, I had 3 strategies for it. The first one was pull out my phone, write down 3 words in my note-taking app, and the next day I had no idea anymore what this idea was about, because it was missing context. It was missing the essence, basically, rereading it. A second strategy I tried out was focusing, like having the idea in my mind and repeating again until I'm home. That usually also didn't work out that well. So usually I bumped into someone I haven't met for a long time, or I stumbled up on my feet running, and then the idea was fading away. And the third strategy I tried a lot was running. So fixing the idea in the head, running home, putting out a piece of paper, sketching it down, iterating on it. But also this can get quite awkward, especially if I have a baby with me running through the streets in the stroller, or being at the canteen. So all of that was really not something that worked for me. And now with all the new possibilities, having AI, today I simply use an app when I'm outside and have a great idea or a solution for a problem. So I searched for a tool like this for a long time. I haven't found anything, so we've built something on our own at Blockbrain, solving this problem for ourselves. So today, when I have a brainwave outside, I just speak all of my thoughts into my smartphone, and I'm having an AI that is doing a lot of things with that. So here's an example from a few weeks ago. So we are right now in a very nice position at Blockbrain. We have our first hockey stick growth moment, growing revenues a lot. But this naturally comes with a lot of let's say, resource shortages, and so I'm constantly thinking about, how can we optimize our bandwidth, our current resources. And one idea I came up with was then, okay, maybe a colleague of us who is currently working in the design of the product, she's also very communicative. Maybe she could help us, in key account management and sales and so on. But with that, of course, there are a lot of things connected you need to think about, and I just put all my gibberish I have in my brain into the app. I speak it into, and then what the app does, basically, it structures my unstructured thoughts. It puts it into a node. I can apply certain business rules to it. So usually for all of my ideas, I say, okay, please put purpose, context, objective, so I can share it with others, getting feedback. I also use my AI to challenge my ideas, so to see, have I forgotten anything, any angle I should touch, anything that might not work out, and so on. And then, if I'm happy with it, I let it create a to-do list from it, in the right order of execution. Of course, in this case, I just should maybe first speak to Jessie if she really wants to be in that, and then, the other things I need to do. And then my final favorite piece, I'm a big project task management tool nerd. I automatically put it into our task management system and assign the tasks. So this is one example how I use AI in my daily entrepreneurial life, but there's much, 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 much more. So basically, we augmented everything we do with AI. So we are having an internal knowledge base where we basically store all our company's knowledge, and everyone in the company can retrieve it at a fingertip, basically. So we're having the best internal and external knowledge available via this app in every situation we have. And so, back then, before generative AI especially, I often felt alone. So especially, a lot of you might be able to relate as an entrepreneur. It often feels very lonely, especially also in corporates. But now I really feel like, multiplying myself. I have an army of assistants, of coworkers that help me structure my thoughts, structure my ideas, break them down into strategies, create execution plans on top of it, and so on and so on. So for me, it's a total game changer having all those, let's say, AI-based augmented assistants. And experiencing that on my own, using that, and also spending 12 years in a corporate environment, I am 100% convinced that this will change the future of work, especially for white-collar workers, tremendously. And I think this is some change that needs to be managed, that needs to be, dealt with, where people need to be educated. We also need maybe different reward systems because, for a company, it might be much more valuable if people don't hide their expertise and their knowledge in their head, but actually put it down so it's retrievable by everyone else in the company at a fingertip in real time, exactly at the time people need it. So there's a lot of change to manage, and this will definitely turn corporate culture upside down. I'm 100% sure about that. So when I think back at my time at Bosch, we always, when you have business strategies, you have those three things. You need a vision, a strategy, you do planning, structuring of it, and then you execute against it, right? And in corporates, and especially I would say in German corporates, we are very, very good in the middle, like having something and then structuring, planning like crazy for years and so on. And very little we spend on vision, strategy, and execution. But the thing is, AI, especially people augmented by AI, the planning, the structuring part will be heavily automated by AI. So what you will need more and more and more, even more than today, are those guys who are able to recognize opportunities, create a vision, a strategy around it, rally people around it, and then being executors. Not making fancy slides, but executing against decisions and strategies. And so what does that mean now as a company? Why is this important to you? I want to spend a few moments on this slide here for that. So what differentiates leading performance companies from all the others? It's basically two things. Doing well-made decisions is the first thing, and the second thing is quickly executing against those decisions. So now you might say, Tony, that's a no-brainer, of course, yeah. But let's connect it to our topic, entrepreneurs and AI. So the first thing, doing well-made decisions, is heavily influenced by having the right data, the right knowledge, at the right people, at the right time. And AI technologies, Gen AI and special retrieval augmented generation-based systems will totally change the game here. You will have the best internal, external knowledge if you're capable using it at the fingertip whenever you want it. So if you use it right, the probability that you do well-made decisions basically explodes. And the second thing is you then need those, you need the execution for it. And also here you have, if you have the right people using AI, basically using AI to build prototypes, test it quickly on the market, getting feedback, iterating until product market fit, and then growing your business. It's a total game changer. So for both of it, for doing well-made decisions and for executing against them, you will want them, those entrepreneurs, augmented with the latest AI stuff. And so what can you do as a company? What can you do to attract, retain such entrepreneurs? I want to start with a few actionable recommendations on how to actually not attract and retain those entrepreneurs. So the first thing is quite obvious, not giving them a way to immediately access the latest tools and technologies, like ChatGPT, generative AI, retrieval augmented generation. So this will heavily slow down your decision speed, your decision quality, and also your execution speed. Others that will use it will be much faster and better in decision making than you. The second thing is, you don't want to force everyone into standard processes and bureaucracy. So again, we're talking about decision quality, decision speed, execution speed. Processes almost every time stand in the way of speedy execution. So try to not force people into standard processes and bureaucracy. And the third thing I would say is, don't force people into job descriptions. I mean, to be open and honest here, there are enough people in corporates hiding behind job descriptions, right? And the world is changing so fast, meanwhile, that you want those guys who basically neglect their job description and just do the job that they think needs to be done. So don't force them into job descriptions. So besides what not to do to attract and retain entrepreneurs, 3 more actionable recommendations what I would do. So the first thing and most important thing I always say, you as a company, you as leaders, encourage your people, encourage your entrepreneurs to not ask for permission, but to ask for forgiveness. Of course, given the legal boundaries and everything, but other than that, let them execute, let them make decisions. This will make your decision quality, your decision speed, and your execution speed explode. Believe me, I've been there, done that also at Bosch, and some of the colleagues here probably know a few crazy stories about that. It definitely works. And second point I would say is put data over rhetoric and people before processes. So if you want to do well-made decisions, you need to make data-driven decisions. You need to have the right data, the right people at the right time. And the last thing is encourage for more prototyping, less PowerPointing. So again, you have all those AI systems right now where you can basically create a prototype in 1 hour and test it on the customer in the market, get immediate feedback and iterate and make sure you find product market fit. That's it from me. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here at the Bosch Connected World. And if you're interested, let's stay in touch. You can find me on LinkedIn, Antonius Gress. If you're interested, you can also check out what we do at theblockbrain.ai. And enjoy the rest of the conference.